Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 25th of May, and we certainly have a turn in the markets here now, and this is in line with the US markets as well. So we are trying to work out how far we'll come to the downside, and it'll be step by step. So if we use evidence and logic step by step, we'll be fine. So we can look to short now. So with the UK market here, we've counted up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up into here. This is also pulled up into this box here. The top here is the 61.8% mark from the high here as well. It doesn't really appear like a corrective wave up there, so we can label it as wave 1. But if it was in line with because with the DAX, we were looking for also an impulse wave to the upside, counted a little bit differently, but the DAX can be counted like this as well in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. But with the DAX, it can also be a wave 4 here. So if the DAX rose up to this point here and then made new lows here, then for the FTSE here, this is too high for wave 4. So we would need to look at all of this down through here as wave 1 here and back for wave 2 here. But for the time being, our target area to the downside is this box here. There's going to be supports along the way. The wave 4 of 1 lesser degree at 7,100 is going to be a strong support. The 7,000 is going to be a strong support, and back down into this space here. So yeah, step by step, but let's go in and have a look at this and see how we can move through this. So on the 4-hour chart, we've just always had it labeled like this as 1 and 2 and 3 here, and looking at this as a triangle pattern in here for wave 4 finishing on this low here, and that would give us 5 waves to the 61.8% mark. So our focus really now is this move down through here. So and it's quite common for for A waves to drop quite quickly, so it's doing all the right things for an A wave here. It would also be because it's wave 1 and back for wave 2. We also want to be looking for 5 waves in from this top here down to this low here. So on the hourly chart here, we want to be looking at it like this here. So wave 1 and 2 in here, all of this the third wave here, a fourth wave to come back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, and then a move down in here. So looking for support at 7,150 area here, and if that is the case, then we're going to see after 5 waves we get a corrective wave of an A and a B and a C back into the 50-60% area. You can short it here once you get the turn and just keep the stop above the level. We can also look at the A wave, the B and the C here. So looking at wave 5 low here, the B wave low here, drawing a line through here. We can also short a breach of that as well, a clear breach of that as resistance. And you know that when a market's moving through a level, doesn't matter if it's like this or coming through on an angle, it will be the arrival, the reaction, the first high, low below the level, retesting and then dropping. So this is the safe bet just through here. But if you've got a little A, B, C in here, you can also put it on an angle through there as well. The other point here too, once the correction starts and we're up in this space here, then from the 72 area here, once the 72 becomes the retested resistance, not here though, but over here, then you can look to short again from that point, and also looking to short adding to the position under the 7-1 area there. So for the German DAX here, if we just go back to the daily chart for a moment. So the move down through here, it could be counted as an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here, and if that's the case, then we will just come all the way and make a new low here. Okay, so that's there, but we don't have to concern ourselves with that point at the moment. I mean, if you're trading options, well then, and going that far out, that's fine. But otherwise, we were counting this here as 1 and 2 here, and then up for 1 here and back for 2 here, coming into the 11,270 sort of area through here. We'll take a closer look at that in a moment. So in this case, we would expect the market to climb back up and find support here, and then go long from that on that area there. The other point with this is that we can line this up with the other markets as well. So not just the UK market, but France and Italy as well. So in that case, we could look at this as 5 waves up, as 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4, and then up for 5 here. So we've got 2 targets here. If this first one doesn't hold here, then we'll also look to the lower one here, but also understanding too that past this one here would also open the floodgates for this wave 4 to be in play here. I normally had this grayed out here, but I've just brought it into play now because of this top here. So we need strategies, and because we're under the level here of 11,500, we want to be on the right side of the market at the right time. So we want to see this as the resistance at some point. On the 4-hour chart, we're just looking down from wave 1 here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming into this space here. So down into the 11,200 area there for the 61.8% mark here. The thing about this is that the wave C that's come down through here has come down rather sharp, because normally in a correction coming up here, the A wave is sharp, the B wave, and then the C wave is on more of an angle. If this is on a sharper move here, then it's got the personality of a third wave down. So it's quite possible that we're going to be coming further down from this space here. So I'll just remove that. You may be short there now, that's fine, but you'd need to leave the stop above wave B here in any case if you're going for the longer haul, which certainly can be on the cards. On the hourly chart here, we'll go in and have a closer look at this here. So I'll just move this here. So any breach of this top here, then that would invalidate that move to the downside. Okay, so from here we can count down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1, ABC for wave 2. We're expecting it to come higher, but it didn't come higher. The 11,650 is an important level here, halfway between 5 and 8. The 50-60% retracement level, 61.8, was a little bit higher here, I think, at near closer to 11.7. Yeah, so this little move coming down through here, we can count this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then down for 3 here, a little wave 4 that can come back to here. You can short it at that point if you want, and then down for 5 here. So, and then that would make up wave C here, and there'll be some sort of equality of between wave A here, or wave B and wave C here. If we come down past the 11,200 area through here, we also want to be adding to the short position here at that stage. If number 2 becomes the resistance, then that's going to drag the market down to 11,000 at that point. So we want to be short at that point. Also 2, if we look at the distance of just roughly from wave 1 here, copy that, put that here, that would be the length of wave 1. So if this market was going to come down further, we would need to count it as wave 3, and wave 3 would need to be longer than wave 1 here. So that means that we would be looking down at 11,000 for wave 3 to come into play. So just bear that in mind, and we want to be short sort of under this little area through here. The 200 is resistance. We want to be short. It'll take a little while for the market to do this little wave 3 and 4 and 5 here, because it's the top of group 1. Number 3 is a really strong number. I see it. Number 1 is the strongest, then 5, then 8, then 3. So we will see bouncing going on in that space. And for France and Italy, let's go across and have a look at France. So with France here, we were doing two things here, if you remember. Well, first of all, we were trading long up through here. We put in a tight stop and got stopped out. We were also looking to go long if we got support on 5,400, but it wasn't the case. So we also had a short trade under this level here, and that's triggered in. So if we can borrow that and put that there now. In this instance here, let's just borrow these as well. This is pretty damn messy within here, but I'll just call that one for the time being. I'll need to look at the cash market. 3 is probably still playing out here. 4 will be retesting there, and 5 will bring us down into this space here. So we've still got further to go down in this, so we want to stay short. We'll look for the next entry in this once we've got some type of consolidation or some type of bounce here. So we'll see that come down, wave 4, wave 5, and then we'll see some sort of corrective move here. So we want to see that corrective move here so we can look to short again through there. So we'll just allow that to be there. For the time being, there'll be support over here and at the 200 area through this market. Also to the MIB. Now I thought there was one more move up here. I felt like I've done all the right things. I've counted the waves from this correction here. I've got 5 waves up for 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 here, and I've counted all these in here for 4, and then up for 5 here. But I'm still a wave short, so I'm not quite sure what to say or do about this one here. We do have an impulse wave here, so we will see a bit of a rally off the 2100 area there. If I can just move that back into the right place, there we go. So we will see a bounce there, and we'll need to see 3 waves. Because we've got 5 waves here, we'll see an A and a B and a C here. So I don't know if this is wave 4 here, or well, what I could do is take this in here roughly to here. That's a 38.2% retracement level, so we can look at that there. Wave 4 breaks trend lines, and we expect that. So if this moves below this here, then we know that we're going to be coming down further. From that, we'll have to call a high in there, and I'll have to go back over and see where I've made a mistake. I just don't see it at this stage. If you wanted to short this, then what you could do is look for the bounce. So in that case, we would look for from this high here. That wave 5 may not be finished there. Wherever that low is there, then you want to be looking for it there, and you can just adjust it and look for the 50-60% retracement level and short once that hits there, because that will be in line with the other market. So anywhere in that space there would be fine to short, but you'll need to adjust that accordingly, of course. If the 800 here, let me just borrow one of these lines here, copy this, because that's at the 38.2% retracement level, if that becomes the retested resistance here, let me just clean this up a bit now. So we're looking for, we'd be looking for something like that, but if that becomes the resistance here, the 28, then you need to be short from there on that one. So just ask yourself if that's the resistance or not, and if it is, then sell new lows at that point. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.